Pour yourself a cold one and join us for an hour filled to the brim with fun.
It hurts in my ears right now.
Entertainment.
Cheeky, bang, bang.
Information.
I need some water and a washcloth.
And a little weirdness.
Can I be a duck? Yeah, I don't think they want me to be a duck.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle, presented by SRG Financial Advisors.
Hey, welcome to Happy Hour with DJ Kyle, presented by SRG Financial Advisor, home of the mile marker formula. Also our good friends at Ozarks Barge and Dock. Summertime is coming upon us, so we might need to spruce up those docks, so make sure you give them a call. Our veterinary at the lake, special thanks to them, and also thanks to American Elm and American Elm Company for all this fine decor that they have set up here on the set. So I'm very thankful for that. So thank you again for joining us here on Happy Hour. We have a great show lined up. Today we're going to be talking with Rick Cotterman, and Rick is with the Midwest Brewery Collectibles, and that's a big show that's coming to Lake of the Ozarks here on Saturday, January 28th. So mark your calendars. We're going to be talking to Rick, and I'm going to find out a little bit about, this was a find that we found at my grandmother's house years ago, and I'm going to find out, is it worth anything? Should I just throw it away? I don't know. But we're going to be talking about the Midwest Brewery Collectibles Show with our good friend Rick. We're also going to take you along with a photo shoot to Studio T Images, and I brought Shay along with our special goat friend. Jolene came with us, so we're going to be spending some time with Tom and Michelle at our Studio T Images for our photo shoot this week. So that was definitely a fun time. Also, we have Neil on the show. Neil's going to be talking about the Watchdog Report, some of the political things that are happening in and around Camden County, and some of the renovations that have been going on. So a lot of talking points that Neil has for today. And we also have our very special furry friends on the show. We have two orange cats, and I'm kind of excited about this because I'm loving their name, Gomez and Pugsley. So, and maybe you're thinking about, I would love to add a cat to my family, or maybe two cats. You can adopt Gomez and Pugsley. So we're going to be hearing about our furry friends a little bit later in the show. So again, thank you so much for joining us. Also want to encourage each and every one of you, if you've not already done this, head on over to our Facebook page, Lake TV. Go to our Facebook page, hit that big old thumbs up button. That way you can get more of this content, and you can follow us and see all of the fun, exciting adventures that we have going on. So again, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work-optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozarks Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozarks Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozarks Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Hey, welcome to Happy Hour, and on today's Happy Hour, this segment, we have a very special guest, and I'm very excited about this because coming up very soon, we have the Midwest Brewery Collectibles going on, and we have our good friend Rick Cotterman on Skype with us. So we're going to be talking with Rick here about this show that's coming up. So Rick, thank you so much for joining us on Happy Hour. It's nice to have you here with us.
Well, thank you. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
We're really excited about this Midwest Brewery Collectibles. Tell us a little bit about this show and what we can expect.
Sure. Well, we've been having this show at the lake area for roughly 20 years. It's a combined effort of three different chapters of the Brewery Collectibles Club of America, based out of Missouri, the Gateway chapter in St. Louis, the Casey's Best chapter in Kansas City, and the Missouri Ozarks chapter out of Springfield, Missouri.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So whose idea was it to get this whole thing started? Like, was it the group of people, or was it like one person that says we need to have a place for people to go and find these collectibles?
Sure. Well, this show originated in the Columbia, Missouri area in the early 90s. And it's just one of many local regional shows. We have the national organization, the Brewery Collectibles Club of America, or BCCA. We have a national convention once a year, and that moves around to different major cities throughout the U.S. This past year, it was in Norfolk, Virginia. The year before that, it was our 50th anniversary. We had it in St. Louis. And next year, for 2023, it will be in Louisville, Kentucky.
Nice. So all over the place.
All over the place, sure, because there's collectors all over the United States and the world, actually. So in addition to the national show, we have regional shows and local shows. So each local chapter tends to have at least one show a year in their area. And so the idea of the show being based centrally in Missouri is to draw collectors from not only Missouri, but all the surrounding states.
Absolutely. And I know several of my friends, you go into their garage, you go into the man cave, and you see these really cool signs on the wall, and you just think, where in the world do you find stuff like this? And so you bring it all to one location to where, I tell you what, if you have a place that you need to decorate, or if you have a bar and you want to put up something very unique, something that maybe someone can't find, this is the place to be. So tell us when and where is the event taking place, and how big do you expect it to be this year?
Right. Well, the show will be open to the public on Saturday, January 28th. Our members will start coming in on Friday to set up. And like I said, it opens at 9 o'clock to the public on Saturday. Right now I have about 60 members registered for slightly over 70 tables. So this is going to be a nice size show. It's going to be at the Inn at Grand Glaze, which probably most of your local folks know. It's just south of the Grand Glaze arm along just off Old Highway 54. Mm-hmm.
Yep, it's right there next to the bridge. So Inn at Grand Glaze, Saturday, January 28th, and I'm just really intrigued by all of this. And I noticed all of the stuff that we could see in the picture, like your shirt, your Limp Brewery, and that St. Louis. That was the oldest brewery in St. Louis. Am I correct on that?
Well, it's certainly not the oldest, but it was one of the first very large commercial breweries that ship their products throughout the United States.
Okay, so you're just a wealth of knowledge, and so I assume if there's collectors that are out there and they're saying, I want to go somewhere because I have something in my hands and I'm just curious, is it worth anything? Is there a story behind it? And that actually, I came on today with something that we had found in my grandmother's house years ago, and I've kept it. It's an unopened can, and I've always wondered, is it worth anything? And I thought it would be really cool to maybe talk with someone that might know some information about this. So have you seen this at all, Rick? It's called, I'm sure that you have seen this, but World's Fair Beer, and it's unopened. is this anything that like, yeah, that's worth something, or that's great to have on a shelf, or what can you tell me about this?
Sure. World's Fair beer came out in conjunction with the Knoxville World's Fair in 1980. There's about a dozen different colors of the same label design. I won't say they're common, but they are available. Sometimes you'll see them at the antique malls for anywhere from $1 up to $5, depending on condition. So I'd say that's a good entry-level collectible if you're kind of just first getting into the hobby.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm very glad that I have this, and it is unopened. So, Rick, is beer maybe kind of like a wine? Like if I were to open this and pour it up, would it be worth having a sip at all?
No, sir.
The answer to that is no. Don't open the beer and drink it.
Beer tends to get skunky after about a year or two. It'll be very vinegary if you open it.
And if this was from the 80s, I'm sure this is probably going to be straight vinegar then.
Right. Yeah.
So what are some cans that you maybe have readily accessible, possibly right there, that you could tell us a little bit more about as far as just, comparing my World's Fair beer, my entry level? What are some other like cans possibly that you could maybe share with us?
Absolutely. Sure. Thanks for asking. First beer cans were produced in 1935. And most of those in that vintage came with instructions to open them. You see the,
oh, wow.
Okay, so this is an old 1930s Hams can. So that's still we call that a national brand because, it still survives. And it was widely marketed. Here's a 1930s Schlitz can. And this is a cone top design. So some of them came out with the flat top, some of them came out with the cone top.
Now that cone top design, would that be like we would see on a glass bottle, like a round top that you pop off, or is it like a screw off top?
No, these were designed to compete with the flat top. This was American can made to flat tops.
Okay.
It's like Continental can. So the selling point for the cone tops was that the brewers could adopt their filling machines to the church keys that were used for the bottles. Eventually, these lost out though to the flat top.
Well, very cool. Now you have all sorts of stuff here. Okay. Oh, tell me about this one. I've not seen this before.
All right. So this is an old this is a Falstaff cone top.
Okay.
These are also a good entry level can for if you want to find a cone top for your collection. Falstaff was widely marketed and they're fairly readily available. You'll see a lot of these in the antique malls.
Okay.
For instance, I could go on and on. Here's an old one of the more traditional St. Louis breweries from the 1930s through early 50s, Hyde Park Brewery. And then for the Kansas City side, Mulebach was very widely distributed. We find a lot of these around the Lake of the Ozarks. Mulebach.
Wow, that's really cool.
Finally, here's an early Busch can from the 1950s, Busch Bavarian.
Yes.
That's still a brand that's alive and well. So
that's really cool. I actually just got back from Germany and I got to experience the Budweiser that was in Germany. I guess the original Budweiser is what they called it.
Right.
And then I also I got a chance to drink a can of Anheuser-Busch, the Budweiser, but it was just called Bud in Germany.
Right.
So I got to experience that as well. So a lot of beer tasting in Germany. If you go to Germany, you have to do that. But now what's one of your prized possessions that you have as far as one of your collectibles?
Well, thank you for asking. A lot of people ask me what's my favorite can, and this is it for sure. It's an old Missouri quart-sized cone top. So this held a quart of beer. This was produced in the 1930s. It's a pretty desirable can. I love the graphics. Plus, it's from Missouri, or it mentions Missouri. It was actually brewed out of Chicago.
Oh, wow.
the Prima Brewery. But I'd say of everything I have, this is my favorite piece.
That is really great. Something spectacular. And we're so excited about all of the things that we could see at this brewery collectible show. It's the Midwest Brewery Collectible Show. Again, Rick, where is it taking place?
Sure. The Inn at Grand Glaze off Old 64.
Yep, and it's going to be Osage Beach Inn at Grand Glaze, Saturday, January 28th. I'm super excited about getting out there and just seeing all the different things that everyone has brought and hearing from people like you that have the same type of heart of collecting and keeping these things alive that could have been just discarded in trash and thrown away years ago. And I love to see these things. And just like my start of my collectible right here, the World's Fair beer. So it's a good start. And I'm very excited about getting to the collectible show and shopping around and maybe taking some things home with us. So
There you go. Yeah. We'll look forward to seeing you.
Well, Rick, thank you so much for joining us on Happy Hour today. And we look forward to seeing you and all of the great things at the Collectible Show. Again, Collectible Show, it's the Midwest Brewery Collectible Show happening January 28th, Saturday, January 28th, in at Grand Glaze. Doors open at 9 a.m. to the public, and it's open until 2 p.m. So make sure you get there early so that you can see all of the cool stuff. And also, Rick, could someone bring something to the show and just ask people about, the knowledge of maybe what they would have?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we very much encourage that.
Well, wonderful. Well, I look forward to meeting you in person, Rick. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
You're very welcome. Take care.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Along with Wild Will, it's Uncle Chris with another cup of coffee. Man, we're going to update you on that big development that was happening in the Lynn Creek area.
Yeah, we've got a final say on that, plus manhunt in Sunrise Beach.
Tell you what, criminals were busy this week, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a crazy week, and we'll tell you all about that. Plus, we'll celebrate the illustrious career of Missouri head football coach Gary Pinkel.
Hey, it's DJ Kyle, and we are here at Studio T Images, and we're here to get some photo shoots, a headshot, if you will, with my good friend Jolene. So, Jolene, you ready to go in and get some pictures taken? No? Oh, you just want to eat my jacket. All right, let's go get some pictures taken. Here, do you want to get up on the stool?
Oh goodness, you're just so big.
You gotta smile. Hey, look up. Look up. Hey, right here, right here. Hey. Where do you want me to look? Is this okay?
Oh, come here, belly girl.
Come here. Good girl. Good girl. You ready to get down? Get down and see Mama? Oh, go see Mama. Don't leave Raisinets. She should have used the bidet before she left. She's got some dingleberries hanging there. Oh, I know. I just got back from Iceland and Germany. It's not very sunny. Raisinets. I know, I never know. I'm like, what do I do? Yeah, it does.
And old people.
And old people, that's right. I'm the old people.
Love you.
Yeah, I think this is her size here. She's just growing wider now than taller. Oh, hey there, girl. I would hope that they're going to be her size. I just love the size that she is. What do you think that you? Ow! Why do you want to eat my hand? Yum 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 yum. Is that good? Yum 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 yum. You want some coffee? peeing? No, okay, all right. I thought you were doing something. Oh, goodness. Was that your belly? Was that your belly? You might get some weird sounds from her belly. Your belly full?
Distribution, all that here in Canada. So, basically, I have ideas, especially for the website, and for marketing purposes, of
You can do it. Where are we going? Where are we going? You just get up higher? Is that good? Is that where you want to be? Jolene, you ready to get back to those other goats? Oh, lame. She's like, I'm more of a human than goats, I think.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the mile marker formula.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Hey, welcome back to Happy Hour with DJ Kyle, and we are sitting here with Neil Gist. Neil, thank you so much for joining us on the show today. Tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you want to say on the show today?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Kyle. And again, congratulations on your new show.
Thank you.
I'm excited to get to be here for one of the first episodes.
Absolutely. At the beginning, right?
Yeah. I wonder how much it's going to change next time we talk.
Yeah, right.
But it's great to be here. I'm a local resident. I consider myself a lake resident because I've lived in different counties around the area. I have a special love for Camden County. And this is where, and Morgan County is where our church is. But anyway, so we're involved here and politically as well. I've got a background in politics, ran for office and a couple years ago, and nowadays I'm a software engineer by trade, but I do spend some free time helping out on campaigns and that sort of stuff.
Nice. So what brought you so much into politics? Like, was that something that at a young age you always like had a mindset for that, or when did that start for you as far as getting into your politics?
Yeah, it started after the 2009 recession. And I was feeling frustrated because I didn't understand what happened. And there's all these talking heads on TV blaming everyone else and saying completely different things. And so there wasn't a lot of knowledge that I observed. And so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to start studying economics till I can understand for myself. And that ended up turning into sort of a passion of mine that blew up into other adjacent areas like politics and history. And really just found that I was passionate about monetary policy of all things and stuff like that. I saw that we were experiencing essentially this plundering of wealth passively through monetary policy, through inflation, through currency debasement and fractional reserve banking. There's all these techniques that different institutions can employ to take money from us without us really having any knowledge or say. And I call that theft.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
fraud
exactly.
And yeah, you know. So I started getting involved, and I joined a political campaign. Went to Iowa during the primaries in 2012 and 2011, and you know, got my feet wet, and yeah. So I guess that was the beginning.
That's really cool, and you know, all of those things kind of run together, and I can really like hear the passion of when you hear people tell you what the news is, and nowadays that's just kind of the thing. Like if you listen to this station, you believe it more on this way, or you listen to this, you believe this because that's what they've told you. But I love the idea of actually getting in and really digging down and finding those policies and reading those policies and seeing the different things that need to be a light shed on them. So I'm so thankful to have you on the show and for you to tell about the things that, you know, if we could just open these, I guess, can of worms, if you will, like the political can of worms to, you know, showcase and show everyone what the truth is and what the black and white is. So
and they're so coupled together. If the markets aren't free, then we're not free, and I see them just completely interlocked.
Yeah. So what are some things that are going on locally, Camden County, that we need to be aware of or, you know, pay attention to?
Yeah. Gosh, so Camden County, it's been kind of crazy here, and the Verigy story, the building renovation, this really started 2 years ago, and it's an important event because a lot of stuff happened from here. Newly elected Commissioner James Gohagan goes in to his new job and posts some pictures on social media about the state of this new building that they purchased. The former commissioners paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for this building over what the comps suggested it was worth. Not only that, but when James released those photos, we got to see, it's unusable. Not only is it unusable, but it actually might be dangerous. And you know, the commissioners at the time were like, no, this is all, you know, accusing us of whatever, coming against them. But you know, and now here we are with a $4.6 or $7 million contract that where unknown amounts of that money is having to be poured into this building to make it usable.
Yeah.
And so all of that is, you know, kind of suspicious. But here's what really bothers me, and I haven't really heard anybody talk about this in a while. When we made that purchase, it wasn't a purchase. We made a 20-year lease. The county doesn't own that building. And so not only did we pay somebody hundreds of thousands of dollars more money than they should have been paid, 20 years from now, they're going to get that building back with $1 million of taxpayer-funded upgrades. That's their equity, not the county's.
Huh. Wow.
Yeah. So you know, I don't have the skill set to navigate that paper trail to understand exactly who the beneficiaries are here. But if you do, anybody out there, I'm sure the county would like to know. Because the whole thing just sort of stinks.
Yeah. So what, like, are there things in plan right now to fix or resolve, or is it just this is how it is and we wipe our hands from it and move on? Like what are people in the county saying? Like, is it a hush hush thing or? Or and that's kind of why we're opening this up, right?
Yeah, well, so with the new commissioners coming in, the new guard, I mean, they inherit these contracts, and I'm not a project manager or contractor like Janie is, so I can't really get into the weeds like she can. But my understanding is that they are trying to correct some of this and force transparency. I'd mentioned unknown amounts of dollars are being poured into this renovation project. Yeah. Well, that's deliberate. It's like, why can't we have transparent line items about where our money's being spent like, any other business?
Yeah, exactly.
So again, it's like...
we had to spend this much on the windows and this much on the whatever. Yeah. So, but just a blanket amount is just going into the project.
And we're not sure how much, and with the contract that was designed by Vergy in the first place and on a bid that they were the only ones to provide, so there's something going on there. I'm grateful for the Watchdog and for Jenny and, Moppin and Among the Dogwoods, this sort of citizen activist things that we have here in Camden County. I mean, they're clearly a response to the need. There's a lot of fishiness going on, but it's unusual. It's a blessing for Camden County. Most media institutions don't have the resources to go to commissioner meetings and to go to school board meetings, and maybe they'll get to write about that sort of stuff, the popular stuff. But for us to be able to easily figure out what our commissioners are up to or our auditors doing, that sort of stuff, I recognize, I used to believe that everybody had to be involved politically. It's like, hey, you're responsible, you got to do all this stuff. It's like, well, no, it's not practical. It's like we all have different callings. And but also I do feel like there are people who want to be informed.
Yes.
And it's just sometimes that information is harder to come by.
Exactly. Yeah, without having to go to, Monday night's meeting or whatever. Right. I love this idea. So this is a monthly report that comes out, right? It's the Watchdog report. Comes out every month, and this is issue number 5. So we're just kind of just getting started on this. I really like in this issue, I was reading this, I like the idea of the contract with citizens. Again, I think that is one of those ways to better break down that wall, that barrier of, these are political things that are happening behind these walls. You don't need to worry about it as a citizen, but as citizens, we do. This is things that are happening to us and in our neighborhood, in our area, and things that we maybe could put our 2 cents in, or at least know what's going on, so we're smarter about it. So I like that idea of the contract with the citizens, and that's something that the commissioners would be more transparent with, or just everyone in the Camden County realm would just be more transparent. How does that work? Explain the contract with the citizens.
Yeah, so it's kind of funny and sad is the contract in this issue. Most of those points are already law, and she's just sort of reiterating. So the problem is not necessarily even that we have a lack of laws or clear expectations. We have had elected officials who have no regard for transparency or process. And so I consider the root of the problem to be probably the politicians themselves. And so it seems like we've made some really good strides there.
Yeah.
At the same time, on the campaign trail, I heard lots of complaints and things about the transparency and all the backroom dealing and stuff. And so I know that it is well known to the new commissioner, Ike Skelton, and already they've been making changes. They've been having public meetings and discussing things together, government issues, which you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Commissioners aren't supposed to talk about business behind closed doors, according to Missouri state law. And so, but when I was going to older commissioner meetings, what would happen? Folks would come in, the commissioners, with predetermined decisions. They clearly were having discussions behind closed doors because they knew what, they'd arrived at resolutions.
Yeah.
And what's supposed to happen is you have this open dialogue with your elected officials. It's all documented, publicly recorded, and then you go back and or you take public comment, you get the contracts and you hear the quotes, whatever. Then you go back, you think it through, go through your notes, have another meeting, have your discussions, make a decision. That never happened. You just come in there, contractors would come up and they say, can I have this money for this? And they go, okay, write, a blank check, and then there you go. And it's really irresponsible.
And as I understood, they only took one bid for the whole contracting thing? Is that?
The Vergy one, yeah, and that, but that was normal. I all the time would see that where there'd just be one bid coming through, and they would just say, "Oh, okay."
Say that's our only option, so that's what we're going with.
And what they would say is, "Oh, well, did we go through the formal process to make sure that this is, and
all
say,
in the
we
up
did,
and up?
yeah, and what, but they wouldn't. It's like I'd never see a bid for where these jobs are. You have to know, you have to have connections to know where to look to see these bids.
Yeah.
And as a business, if I want to outsource something, I want it to be very visible, to have lots of bids, to have the best service.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't they want the best service?
Yeah, you would think that they would want the best of the best, so they put it out there and be visible.
Right.
Well, Neil, I'm very excited about talking with you in the future about more of the Watchdog Report and more of the things that are going on all around us, Camden County, Miller County, like these surrounding areas of, the policies or some things that are happening in the political nature where we could be opened up to and learn a little bit more. So I'm glad that you have this knowledge to share with us. So thank you so much for coming on the show today, and definitely look forward to more here from Neil on the Happy Hour with DJ Kyle. And of course, where could we get this Watchdog Report?
Yes, I've got quite a list here. Let me fire it off.
And this one is the January issue. It has the county commission contract with citizens. Also has some really great ways that you can get a hold of your commissioner as well, your local commissioner. So
right. So if you'd like to pick up a physical copy, the Office Neighborhood Pub, Natalie K. Salon, the Rusty Rooster, Fitz Tackle and Supplies, Stokes Dock Company, Shell's Pasta, Sunset Tire and Service, Lake Car Care, Parkway Plaza Tire Center, Cozy Cafe, Skelton Key and Lock, Bryan Auction, Beckett Motors, Firefly Valley Farms, Smokin' Jones Barbecue, J7 Market, Shoemaker Auto Repair, 7 Express and Climax Springs. Come on in, Cafe.
Wow. All in one breath. Neil, thank you so much for coming on the show. And that's it for us for our Happy Hour with DJ Kyle. We have Furry Friends coming up here in just a moment.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Your furry friends are more than pets, they're family. And at our veterinary, we understand that. With multiple locations, we can service your pets when and where you need it. Our team of professionals offer routine wellness, orthopedic care from broken bones to joint repair, and even emergency services. We are ready to welcome your pet to our family with medical or preventative care. Our veterinary, with 6 convenient locations, the team providing exceptional care for your pet when and where you need it.
Want a dock that will withstand the wake from a million boats? Want a dock that's different from the usual dock? Then you want Ozark Barge and Dock in Gravois Mills. Ozark Barge and Dock now celebrating 35 years of building the best dock on Lake of the Ozarks. And we guarantee every dock we build. So when it comes time to build your custom dock, trust the best and go with Ozark Barge and Dock, building the best dock at the lake for the last 35 years.
Welcome to another Furry Friends presented by our veterinary. I'm Megan Albers here at Ozarks Cat and Canine with Mary Meowmy Tilly. And we have 2 very cuddly kitties. Oh my gosh, and they're orange babies, which orange cats have a certain track record. Mm-hmm. Oh no.
So there is a rumor out that all the orange cats in the world share one brain cell.
That single brain cell.
I can definitely see it in the one that I have at home. So they are orange cats. Orange males especially have a tendency to be very loving, very cuddly. As you can see here, are you okay there? You're just like off in your own world. I am holding Gomez.
Hey, Gomez does not have the brain cell today.
He does not have the brain cell today. I am holding Gomez, and you are holding Pugsley.
Yes.
And yes, there was a Morticia and a Wednesday. They were both torties, and they got adopted together last week. So we are not requiring that these guys go together, but we sure would love to see it.
Yeah.
They are currently about 5.5 months old. They are fully vetted, neutered, up to date on shots. Got flea and tick meds when they came in, so they are good to go. Yes, you are. He's like, I don't know what's going on here.
They're both really great. I mean, they're just, just hanging out, checking stuff out, purring like crazy.
Yep. Pugsley seems to be a little more outgoing. Usually when I come in here, he's the one that if he's not already at the front of the kennel, he is as soon as he sees somebody. Yeah. Gomez tends to hang back a little bit. He's usually perched up on the veranda bed until he, checks out, sees what's going on, and then he'll come down and see us. But both loving and cuddly and sweet, and I think they're probably just basically the perfect combination of cuddly and playful.
They're very great. Super cuddly. This one kind of has his tongue doing, I think they call it a blip.
Yep.
The tongue out a little bit.
Yep.
It's very cute.
Pugsley is a little bit darker than his brother. That's one way that we can tell them apart. But they're very similar otherwise.
Yep. Yeah, I think they'd be a great pair to go together. That'd be awesome if you guys could do that. Yeah. Get them a home together.
Kittens always do better in pairs, or to go to a home with. There are some rescues that require them to go in pairs, or go to a home that has another younger, active cat. Just because they socialize better that way. They don't get bored. They're less destructive. If they have a playmate, then they're not looking for things to tear up and mess up.
Oh yeah, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
I brought my cat home when he was a kitten, and he broke the butter dish within the first hour. I mean, it was just chaos.
Well, I have multiple in my house, and they still managed to do that. One of them broke a crystal bowl the other day,
my goodness.
which was
happens.
Yep.
Just part of having kitties in the home.
Yep. There we go. Did we find the position?
Apparently, that's it right there. Oh goodness! So they don't have any, special requirements or anything?
No special needs, no restrictions on these guys. Just good old-fashioned cats.
Yeah, they're good. They're very just chill. Once they hit their comfortable spot, they're just limp, totally relaxed. I love it. Do you guys have anything else special going on around here at the shelter?
Oh, nothing much coming up. Just want to tell people to watch our Facebook page. We've had some events recently that have come up, kind of at last minute with scheduling. So, on Facebook right now makes it a little bit difficult to sometimes see the pages that you want to see and see everything. So I encourage people, if you're on there, try to pop over and check us out every day or so, see what's going on. I also have a calendar of events on our website.
Nice.
That tells you what's going on. We've been doing Show Me the Money at Westside Pub every 2 to 3 weeks.
Nice.
And I believe he's planning on continuing that as a fundraiser. So there's that going on. We've got a Paint Your Pet thing going on in February, but there are limited spots, and you have to register by a certain date in order to make sure you get your spot and that they will have everything prepped for you. What they're going to do there, it's going to be held at the Sunrise Beach Community Center.
Okay.
And the lady in charge of it is the painter. She will sketch out your pet on a canvas.
Oh, nice.
And, make it easy for you to be able, so it's almost like a paint by numbers type thing, so you can make sure you get the best results. So this is going to be a first time on that kind of event that we're looking forward to.
That's cool.
Another little fundraiser.
That's a fun idea.
So if you have a business or, interested in doing something to help us out, to help raise money, we're always open to ideas. Give us a holler and we'll see what we can do to have some kind of event.
Yeah, of course. And how do we adopt these guys?
So they are a fee of $40 each or $60 for the pair. We do a little discount when you get both of them. We have to do the application, which can be found online, or they can come into the shelter and fill one out on paper if they want to meet them first. And then we get that processed and hopefully get them sent home soon.
Perfect. Well, we have some more kitty cuddling to do, so that does it for another Furry Friends presented by our veterinary.
While the financial services industry for years has focused on products, pricing, and performance, or things we refer to at SRG as the how, our focus for our clients has always been around their why. And without fail, over all these years, those whys have centered around family, occupation, and recreation. Think legacy issues, retirement, or achieving a work optional lifestyle, and checking off those important things on that recreational bucket list. Our foundational approach remains a focus on the things that matter most to our clients and the things that together we can control. And where those two things overlap, that's where we live and work every day. That's SRG Financial and the Mile Marker Formula.
Hey everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture of the Lake. Right now we have our inventory reduction sale going on through the month of January. Come in, check it out. What does it mean for you? Lots of great savings. We've got savings in every room of the house for every budget you could think of. We have sofas starting at $399, bedroom groups starting at $599. Come see us, save lots of money. Slumberland Furniture, where we're bringing happy home.
If it's happening at the lake, it's happening on Lake TV. From the polar plunge to festivals parades, Aquapalooza, and boat shows, Lake TV has it all. Even the granddaddy of them all, the shootouts. If you're looking for places to party, things to do, or even a new home to move into, you've gotta love Lake TV.
Welcome back to Happy Hour with DJ Kyle. We definitely want to say thank you to our title sponsor, SRG Financial Advisors, home of the mile marker formula. Also, our thanks to Ozark Barge and Dock and our veterinary at the lake. We definitely thank you, each and every one of you that sponsor this show and make it possible. I appreciate you. Also want to say thank you to everyone that we had on today. I had a really fun time talking with Rick and talking about the Midwest Brewery Collectibles. Again, that is coming up January 28th, and it's in at Grand Glaze. Doors open at 9 o'clock. I plan on being there. We're going to do some shopping around, maybe see if we can find something and hang it up here behind us. I don't know. It might be a fun thing to do. So hopefully we'll see you guys at the collectibles show. Want to say thanks also to Tom and Michelle at Studio T Images for the photo shoot this week. That was just such a fun time, and thank you so much for letting us bring out our goat to your studio. And she did leave some raisinets around, but we got them all cleaned up. But we definitely thank you guys for letting us come and crash your studio for a little bit, literally and kind of figuratively. And Neil was so fantastic today with the talking about the Watchdog report and those things that we need a little bit, maybe our eyes open to as far as some of the political things that are going on in and around Camden County. But I do seriously want to say thank you to each and every one of you that tune in and support Happy Hour with DJ Kyle. I know I couldn't do it without you, and I love that now when I'm out and about, out on the street, out in the town, doing trivia, doing some karaoke, people are coming up to me going, hey, I saw your show on Lake TV. So I really appreciate that, and thank you so much for your support. From the bottom of my heart to you guys, thank you. Don't forget, if you do want to see me out and about, I'm going to be at Jones Gin Joint Thursday nights. It's every Thursday. We do trivia out there. It starts at 6 o'clock. So bring all your friends. I always say, bring your smart friends. Call them up. Tell them to come be on your team. Bring your not so smart friends. Tell them they can join their own team, across the room, and they'll be okay. But come on out. It's Jones Gin Joint. It's on Highway KK. It's right next door to the Jones Chop House, which we just had dinner there the other night. Pretty spectacular food. So come on out for the food. Stay for the drinks. Stay for some trivia. We have prizes each and every Thursday night that we give away. So come out. It's always a great time. Join us next week on the Happy Hour show. We have another great lineup. We have Thatcher. Thatcher's going to be on telling us a little bit about the upcoming Spoonbill tournament here at Lake of the Ozarks. So for those of you that like to do some fishing, make sure you tune in for Thatcher next week. We'll also have Presiding Commissioner Ike Skelton on the show telling us about some of those things that we need to be aware of as far as things that are happening, political things that are happening in and around Camden County. So Ike Skelton will be on the show. Very excited about talking to him. And we're going to be talking about On the Trail, what's to come with our good friend Bill Mulder. This year is going to be great with On the Trail. So we also have our furry friends next week. That's all right here with Happy Hour with DJ Kyle. Thanks again for joining us.